For this tech tip, we're going to be looking at color rotations for both RSI as well as candle color rotations and how this is the backbone of rainbow theory. There are 4 bullish colors as well as 4 bearish colors. The bullish colors are green, blue, purple, and pink. The bearish colors are red, orange, yellow, and white. Each of these colors represent a different level of strength and stamina for the whales. Rainbow theory traders study these color rotations to better understand what resistances the whales are currently experiencing. If a trader can understand the resistances that the whales are fighting, they can also understand the next anticipated move. Looking at this chart here, you can actually see a bullish and bearish color rotation of the candles. We have a full color rotation here of capitulation, of which the bears pushed price down as far as they could, ran out of steam, and eventually handed it back over to the bulls. The rotation here you can see is going from the strongest white candles to the yellows to the oranges, eventually to the reds, and then we finally start chopping back and forth between red and green. From there, the bulls took the opportunity while the bears were weak and pushed price all the way back up to about $23,000. But along the way, you can see the bears are failing to show any signs of resistance until we hit this first kind of profit level here. But you can see the bulls went all the way up to our strongest colors, which are pink and purple, took a breather, took another step up, and then eventually faded out as they lost their strengths as well. Now we're going to look back at this chart in terms of RSI. We now have the RSI markers on the chart with these colored X's. One thing to note here is for RSI, we had to invert the bearish and bullish colors to make these more visible. It's just a minor note, but you'll quickly get used to it. But some people do ask, so I figured I'd bring that up. But the same resistance here that we saw with price action going into capitulation, you can see the RSI colors rotate as well. We're going from a bullish RSI prints here all the way down into the capitulation where you see our strongest purples and pink RSIs eventually rotate to just greens, a little cluster of greens and one blue here, to eventually no RSI prints at all. This is giving you the full RSI strength rotation of rotating out and then showing you that the trend is likely to shift. On the opposite side of this, you can actually see the bulls experience the same issues as well. When they push the trend back up to the $22,000 and $23,000 range, you can see along the way they started having issues with RSI, and the RSI particularly started holding them down. You actually see some of our strongest yellow and white cluster RSI prints here, at which the bears really started to throw down on the bulls, and the bulls had to take a little breather here before they pumped back up and then eventually rotated back out. So the reason we should care about color rotations is so that we can better understand if whales are in accumulation or in distribution modes. You have to remember that whales don't want you to know when they're buying or selling, and they try to hide their movements. But if we have these color rotations and we study them, we can better understand that we are in the beginning of these phases as the colors start to rotate at the beginnings of either accumulation or distribution. This gives rainbow theory traders an advantage because we're actually able to see and understand what the whales are actively doing rather than learning about it in hindsight. So if you want to learn more about color rotations and rainbow theory, check us out at rainbow-trends.com and come join our community today.